All right, next up, this is our last camera part. It's the tripod plate. It's what mounts on the camera. And so I usually, on my keys, I have this little dog tag. We always keep these on the cameras in there, but sometimes we might have to tighten them up. So if you notice that it wiggles around on your tripod, it's not going to be very useful. It might be a little bit shaky of a shot, and you could eventually have it where it wiggles off enough to where it might fall off. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm just unscrewing this, and you can do it by your fingers too, but like I said, usually we keep these on, but I'm just going to unscrew it so you can see what it looks like. And that way, if you use a tripod that's different than ours in school, you can see what's going on. So on ours, it has this little mount right here. Now our cameras also have a little hole right here. And this is basically a guide hole. So what you do is you have on the tripod plate, you have one that's a threaded bolt. And then you also have this little guide button. And what the guide button does is it lines up like this. And you put this in here. And so what it does is it holds this in place while you're screwing it in. That way you don't have to worry about it. Now when you do screw this in, you also have to make sure that it's not covering up your SD card spot. Some people's cameras may have their SD card spot in a different place where they have to take this on and off. So when I bought these cameras, I wanted to make sure that I could have a tripod plate that would cover it. And some tripod plates are much longer, and that's because they may hold a heavier camera. But this one here, when we have it screwed on, we still have access to the door here. But some cameras may have the SD card on the sides and stuff, and so that might become an issue. So we always want to make sure it's tight. We don't want to over-tighten it. If you over-tighten it, it will strip out on the inside, but you don't want it wiggling, okay? And then the next thing that you do is you can slide this on and off the tripod. When we get to tripod training, I'm going to show you that on how we put it on, how we tighten it up. But for right now, I just want you to know what that plate is and that we always leave them on the cameras. That way, if we do, we don't end up losing any. I had one at Miami when I taught there where someone had taken off that tripod plate, no joke. It was in the hallway, and they'd set it up on top of the ledge of the lockers. And it stayed there for over a year. I told the story to a 6th grade group. Next thing you know, like a week later, this student comes walking in with a tripod plate going, I found it above my locker. And I couldn't believe it because someone decided to take it off. So what we do is on the bottom of our tripods with these plates, I usually try to keep them with the camera, and I label it with a marker too, so that way if they would get lost or something, I know which group is responsible. So that's why we number everything. We'll have a number for the tripod, we'll have a number for the tripod plate, number for the camera, number for the SD card, and it all matches together.